In the event of a minor cut, the first step is to apply an antiseptic solution, wrap the wound tightly with a bandage, apply pressure with a clean cloth. Apply pressure with a clean cloth. When treating a sprained ankle, the RICE method involves rest, ice, compression, elevation, rubbing the area and applying heat, stretching the injured area and taking pain meds. Rest, ice, compression, elevation. In the case of a nosebleed, the person should tilt their head forward and apply an ice pack to their forehead, tilt their head back and pinch the bridge of their nose, lie down flat and apply pressure to the back of their neck. Tilt their head back and pinch the bridge of their nose. When someone is choking, the first step is to perform the Heimlich maneuver, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, back blows and chest thrusts. The Heimlich maneuver. The universal symbol for choking is clutching your chest and gasping for air, waving your arms above your head, grasping your throat with both hands. Grasping your throat with both hands. Thank you for taking the Christian Cat Corner quiz.